The following is a production of Neural Network Media and is completely AI generated. It is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only.
Crank it up! Turn those monitors up. I want to feel the electricity vibrating the floorboards. It is Sunday, February 1, 2026. You are listening to The Neural Right. I'm Ray the Hammer Miller, and I'm currently staring at a stack of documents. I'm talking physical copies because you can't trust the digital cloud anymore. And what's in here would make a career bureaucrat in D.C. have a literal heart attack.
Take it easy, Ray. We don't need the paramedics in the barn before the first break. It's Will Sterling, coming to you from the Maine woods, where it's currently 18 degrees, and the wood stove is the only thing keeping the ruling class's cold shoulder from freezing me solid. What is going on with the world today?
They're trying to freeze everything, Will. They want a total freeze on your rights, your speech, and your bank account. Look at yesterday. We talked about that midnight government shutdown. The House finally held the line against that stealth amnesty garbage. We saw the explosion in Iran, Bandar Abbas is a tinderbox, and then that Epstein dump, absolute depravity. I told people for months that Steve Tisch was in those files, and according to the Examiner, there he was.
You did call it. It was a solid show yesterday, but today, honestly, it's a fascinating mix. We've got some crucial developments in the Minnesota standoff, where the media and the radicals have basically merged into one giant amorphous blob of insurrection. And we have to talk about what is happening with this Iranian deadline. The clock is officially ticking.
The clock isn't just ticking, Will. The clock is screaming. But before we get to the end of the world, let's talk about the end of Don Lemon's so-called journalism career. Did you see the footage from the weekend?
I saw the arrest. It's wild. Let's unpack this. We've been covering Operation Metro Surge in Minnesota for weeks. You've got federal agents trying to actually enforce immigration law, and you've got Governor Tim Walz basically treating the feds like an invading army.
It's treason, Will. Listen to me. I called it on the 30th, and I'm calling it again today.
Right, but look at the mechanism they're using now. According to Slate and CBS News, Don Lemon was just taken into custody. Not in Minnesota, but in Los Angeles, while he was covering the Grammys of all things. Think about it. He's on the red carpet, and then boom, federal agents.
He's posing for photos one minute and in the back of a black SUV the next. They don't want you to know the real reason, but I've seen the reports on the ground.
Well, the charges are very specific. They're using the FACE Act. Usually we hear about that in the context of clinics, but it also covers places of worship. The feds are saying Lemon and independent journalist Georgia Fort weren't just reporting on the protest on January 18th. They were part of the blockade.
Exactly.
They were allegedly helping agitators block a church.
Listen to me. They were using their camera crews and their press credentials as a human shield. This is what the globalists do. They use journalism as a tactical weapon to prevent people from exercising their basic religious freedoms. According to local sources in St. Paul, they were trying to stop people from going to Sunday service, Will. It's a violation of the civil rights of every person in those pews.
Is that right?
It is. They don't want you to know this, but they are merging the media with the mob.
Why are they doing this? Really, if you're a journalist, you stand on the sidewalk and you record. You don't link arms with the people trying to shut down a house of God. But this is the new participatory journalism they're teaching in these elite boarding schools. It's not about the news, it's about the frame.
It's about the insurrection.
Right. And now Lemon has a hearing on February 9th in Minneapolis. It's going to be a circus.
It's a distraction, Will. A total distraction from the fact that common sense is actually winning on the cultural front.
Literally. Think about it. The return to biological reality is moving faster than anyone expected. It's actually refreshing to see. According to the Washington Times, a jury in Westchester County, New York, just delivered a verdict that should send a chill down the spine of every affirmation specialist in the country.
Give me the numbers, Will.
$2 million, Ray.
A young woman named Fox Varian, she's 22 now, sued her psychologist and surgeon for facilitating a double mastectomy back when she was only 16. The jury found that they skipped important steps. They didn't evaluate her properly. They didn't even talk to each other. They just rushed her through the assembly line.
It's the vultures. They're harvesting our children for parts, Will.
I mean, really? $2 million total. $1.6 million of that for past and future pain and suffering. This is the first time a detransitioner has taken a medical malpractice lawsuit to trial and secured a major judgment like this. Think about the message that sends.
It's a giant stop sign, Will. It's a precedent. You can't cut into minors and then hide behind inclusive care anymore.
Right. And it's not just the courts. Look at what's happening at San Jose State. According to Campus Safety Magazine, the Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights just found that SJSU violated Title IX. Why? Because they let a biological male compete on the women's volleyball team and then basically told the female athletes to shut up and deal with it.
Finally, the Title IX office is actually doing its job instead of being a DI megaphone.
It's incredible. And then you have Texas A&M. They just officially shuttered their women's and gender studies program after an ideological audit. They're realizing that these departments aren't about education, they're about activism.
Listen to me. They're factories for grievance. Put it in the dumpster where it belongs.
Exactly. Why are they doing this? Because they've realized the public has reached a breaking point. We're returning to biological reality because we have to. A society that can't define what a woman is can't survive.
It's a war on biology itself, Will. If they can dissolve the family, they have total control.
Literally. And they're trying to control you through your wallet, too. I mean, let's look at the corruption tax. We're being told the economy is resilient, but according to Time magazine, we are in a global affordability crisis.
They're cooking the books, Will. I see the grocery receipts.
I mean, really. The official CPI is at 2.7%. The experts are all patting themselves on the back. But look at the subsectors. Heating and utilities up 12%. Food up 3.1%. The average monthly utility bill is now $265. If you're a family in Maine, you're looking at almost $1,000 just to stay warm this winter.
Right.
And where is all that tax money going? This is the part that makes my blood boil. According to City Journal, Minnesota has become ground zero for welfare fraud. We're talking about a $9 billion shadow. $9 billion!
$9 billion stolen? While you're choosing between heating and eating.
They found that radical policies without oversight allowed massive theft. People were literally just making up names and the state was cutting checks. It's not just incompetence, Ray. It's a system that hates the working class and loves the bureaucrat.
It's the financial vampires. I told you about this with Ilhan Omar on the 27th. They use identity politics as a shield so they can pick your pocket while you're busy being called a bigot.
Literally. It's a corruption tax. You pay it every time you turn on your heater. It's exhausting.
Before we get back to the analysis, let's deal with a hard reality. Real independence isn't free. This entire network, from this show to our flagship, The Neural Daily, exists because one man, Eric Christensen, decided to build it himself. He didn't ask for a government grant. He invested his own capital and technical expertise to architect a media platform that respects your intelligence. If you value that kind of meritocratic building, back it up and don't limit yourself to just the politics. Get the full strategic picture by subscribing to the Neural Daily and the rest of the network. Support the builder and you support the mission.
Well said. Meritocracy. What a concept. Speaking of people who fought for that, we have to look at the legal updates regarding Charlie Kirk, 5 months since that assassination at Utah Valley University.
A dark day. A dark, dark day. Listen to me. The legal system is trying to bury the truth about why Tyler Robinson did it.
Well, according to KSL, there was a major stipulation in court on January 30th. Prosecutors have agreed not to show the graphic video of the shooting at the next hearing. They don't want to traumatize the public, they say. But the defense is trying to disqualify the entire prosecutor's office because a prosecutor's daughter was in the crowd.
It's a delay tactic. They want to disqualify them because the daughter texted her dad that Charlie got shot. It was witnessed by thousands of people. It was on the live stream.
Right, but the real story is the final lessons Turning Point is releasing. According to reports from the campus debates at MTSU, the movement is shifting. Kirk was moving away from the internal GOP bickering and focusing on, you guessed it, affordability.
He knew. He saw the board. He realized that the globalists want us fighting over crumbs while they buy up all the land.
Literally. His final messages were all about housing, family formation, and why a 25-year-old can't afford a starter home. He called it core issues over internal feuds.
He knew that if you can't own property, you're not a citizen, you're a serf. But look at the Middle East, Will. The USS Abraham Lincoln is in position. Trump says it's a fleet larger than the one sent to Venezuela. Today, February 1st, was the mysterious deadline given to Tehran. According to Fox News, the Armada is ready.
See, this is where I'm gonna push back. I mean, really? Are we doing this again? I know the Iranian regime is collapsing. According to The Guardian, the rial is at 1.5 million to the dollar, and the Grand Bazaar is on strike. But do we really want to drop bombs now?
Yes, we have to. If they get the bomb, it's game over. Trump isn't doing strategic patience. He's doing decapitation strikes.
Right, but what's the end game? I mean, think about it. We've been in the Middle East for 25 years. If we blow up their nuclear sites, does that stop the globalists, or does it just give the military-industrial complex another trillion-dollar paycheck? I think we should let the internal rebellion, the Grand Bazaar strike, finish the job.
Listen to me. They'll launch before they collapse. It's a cornered rat strategy. According to intelligence leaks, they are weeks away from a warhead. We don't have time for a peaceful transition. We need unilateral dominance.
I just don't want another forever war, Ray. I want the America First policy to actually mean we stay home once in a while.
This is America First. Taking out a regime that wants to nuke New York is the definition of America First.
Fair enough. But look at what we're doing on our own hemisphere. According to reports on Operation Absolute Resolve, we've actually captured Nicolás Maduro. The Don Road Doctrine. Literally, U.S. Special Forces took a sitting head of state on narco-terrorism charges. According to jurists, the legal case for intervention is being debated, but the fact is, he's in custody. No more using the border as a conduit for state-sponsored smuggling.
Exactly. And the birth tourism crackdown, according to State Department updates, we are finally closing the loophole. You can't just fly in from China, drop a baby, and get a passport. Citizenship actually means something again. It's about time. Why are they doing this now? Because the public demands it. But let's get to the main story, Ray. This blue city boundary. This is a huge shift in federal policy. This is the main event. According to Click on Detroit, President Trump issued a definitive directive to Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem this weekend. Listen to me. The federal government will no longer intervene in urban unrest in Democratic-led cities unless they formally ask for help in writing. What is going on here? I mean, think about it. For years, you've had the mayors of Minneapolis and Portland calling federal agents stormtroopers. They were passing laws to stop local police from even talking to ICE. Exactly. They wanted the feds out. So Trump is giving them exactly what they asked for. He's literally calling their bluff. It's common sense federalism. If you're the mayor of a blue city and you want to allow agitators to burn down your downtown, that's your business now. The federal government is not going to bail you out. We're not going to send in the National Guard to save your reputation while you're busy tweeting about peaceful protesters while the city burns. Right. But there's a catch, isn't there? I mean, the federal buildings. According to the National Parks Traveler and other federal sources, they are reinforcing federal sites with extremely powerful and tough measures. That's the boundary. Britt, you can burn your own city hall if you want, Mayor. But you touch a federal courthouse, you touch a post office, you meet a BORTAC team that hasn't slept in 3 days and is authorized to use every measure necessary. Is that right? It is. Look at the Eugene incident on Friday night. Agitators tried to breach a federal building in Oregon. They thought it would be like 2020 where they could just lob frozen water bottles for 6 months. They were met with immediate, overwhelming federal force. No warnings, no please disperse, just total defense of the sovereign property of the United States. Think about the frame here. If you're a resident of Minneapolis and you look at your street and it's a war zone because the mayor won't let the police do their jobs, but you look at the federal building and it's perfectly secure and peaceful, what does that tell you?
It tells you who the real enemy is. Listen to me. We are forcing local accountability. These mayors have been using the federal government as a convenient boogeyman for years. Oh, the feds are making it worse. Okay, the feds are gone. Now what? Now you're standing there in your flannel shirt while your city's on fire, and you have nobody to blame but your own radical policies.
Right? I mean, really, it's a blue city laboratory. We're letting them experiment with anarchy so the rest of the country can see the results.
And it's not just the cities. According to news from the states, the South Carolina Senate is expanding the Heritage Act to protect all public memorials. We are defending the history. We are defending the federal property, and we are letting the woke rot collapse under its own weight.
Why are they doing this? Because they've realized you can't save people who hate you. If a city wants to destroy itself to prove an ideological point, Trump is saying, go ahead, I'll be over here protecting the post office.
It's the restoration of the 10th Amendment. We're showing the country what happens when the globalist ideology is allowed to run a city with zero adult supervision. This is how you win the 2026 midterms, Will. You show them the contrast.
Literally, it's an assertion of power by the federal government saying, we are the guardians of the republic, not your personal security detail. Ha!
It's a masterstroke. They're terrified, Will. The ruling class can't handle a president who actually understands federalism. They want a centralized state where the feds have to fix every mistake the local radicals make. Not anymore.
I mean, really, it's going to be a wild month. Between the Armada in the Middle East and the boundary here at home, the common sense revolution is in full swing.
Listen to me. This is just the beginning. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're checking the Neural Daily for the updates on the Maduro capture and the Iran deadline.
Right. We'll be watching the border. We'll be watching the Blue City lines. And we'll be waiting for that February 9th hearing for Don Lemon.
Keep your eyes open and your powder dry. It's over for the vampire. Till tomorrow.